Hey hikers, Andy here, one of the co-founders. I wanted to take you through our monthly updates, everything that we rolled out during the month of April, so you're up to date and make sure you're utilising the most of the platform. So let me run you through a few things. There's quite a few updates that went live last month. We've got a couple of big agency updates. I'll run through those at the end. So if you're an agency user, make sure you stick to the end because there's one especially really big update for our white label users. Okay, but first we've rolled out some new internal link actions. So previously we had actions around internal links, but it was more around if they pointed towards a 301 or a 404, for example. But what we didn't have were actions to help you actually optimize internal links, because what you really want to do is utilize internal links in regards to the anchor text to make sure that you're directing extra SEO value for the keywords you want to target, right? You want to make sure that your internal links are pushing more power for those keywords to the pages in which you want them to rank. And if you've got any questions around this or you want to learn more, then make sure you go to the Academy under the SEO Fundamentals section, on-site SEO. I talk there more about the power of internal links. But let me show you some of the actions that we've rolled out. So if we scroll down here. Okay, this is actually a new one. We've spotted duplicate versions of your website. So if your website loads either in both HTTP and HTTPS, or perhaps both on www and non-www, you don't want that because essentially duplicate versions of your website. So that will highlight that. So make sure if you spot that, that you resolve that issue. Okay, one of the ones. So if a page doesn't have any outbound links, so no links going to either any pages on your website or any pages on other websites, it's essentially a dead end for Google. It's not what you want. So we'll highlight any pages that have no outbound links. We'll now look to make sure that all your internal links reference the correct protocol, web protocol. So whether your website's hosted on HTTP or HTTPS, you want to make sure that all your internal links point to that version, that protocol, so you're not going through unnecessary redirects or landing on duplicate versions. And then here, we'll have actions such as optimizing your anchor text to improve the SEO for your target keywords. So if your target, for example, let's say we're targeting the keyword SEO platform on our homepage. On our contact page, we have a link saying SEO platform, but it points to a completely different page. Perhaps it points to our About Us page. Now that's not supporting our rankings for SEO platform because we want that anchor text to be pointing to the homepage. So we're going to now highlight that to you. Any opportunities where either A, you're pointing anchor text for keywords to the wrong page, or you're not pointing any anchor text to your page that has those keywords in it, so you're missing opportunities. So big update, and that will really help your internal, your SEO internally, internal links that is, and improve your on-site SEO. Really big one there. Okay, so next, journalist outreach. So hopefully you guys are making the most of journalist outreach to get backlinks. Within journalist outreach, one of the things you can do is directly contact the journalist from within the platform. Now you do that by clicking this Get in Contact. Previously what it did was popped up a modal in which you could complete your email, but it was quite hard to use. It was quite clunky. We got some feedbacks and it wasn't the best. So what we've done is we've put it on its own page now. Now on the left, you'll see the request, what the request is and the requirements. Then on the right, you have the email. Now we've already pre-filled the email subject line now, so you don't need to update that. So that's absolutely fine. And then we've pre-populated the email message with a template that's the most successful when it's used for journalist outreach. It's what we've used after lots and lots of testing. So it's there. All you need to do is replace everything that's in bold. If you replace everything that's in bold and click Submit Response, you're going to make sure that the email that the journalist receives is quick, easy for them to use. They can copy and paste it straight into their article, and therefore massively increasing your chance of getting a backlink from that website. So that's a big update. Google My Business. So under local, you have posts. So GMB posts, great for keeping your Google My Business listing updated. Google really love it. Now you can obviously create posts and schedule them within Hike. One of the things that we were finding is some of our customers were creating posts, but they weren't going live due to a couple of reasons. Now what will happen is if you create a post that can't go live for whatever reason, because Google just, sorry, let me plug in my cable, because Google aren't accepting it, because sometimes they're quite picky, then we'll actually show you if it's a post with an error, and we'll show you what the error message is. So this one here says creating updated local post is not authorized for this location. So that might be one of the error messages you get back. It might be that you don't have sufficient permissions. But you'll get that now, so you'll know if a post can't go live, and then you can update it accordingly. Okay, so that's everything for users. Now I'm going to move on to the agency update. So if you're not an agency user, you can end the video. But if you're an agency user, we've rolled out a really big update, especially those who are white label. So previously, if you're a white label user of Hike and you wanted to connect your client's Google Analytics Google Search Console or Google My Business into the platform, you had to do it for them because you could only connect it through my.hike.marketing. But if you had your own custom white label domain, my.seoplatform.com, then you had to do it for yours, which was a bit of a pain for our agency clients because it meant that they had to get access to their clients' GMB, Google Analytics, Search Console, add it themselves, and then that created friction because sometimes the clients didn't give them access or you had verification issues. Now that issue's been completely resolved, all of our white label clients can now connect up all of those Google accounts via their white label domain. So there's no need to, your clients can basically do it themselves now. So there's no barrier there at all. So your client, you can give them access to your white label domain. They can connect to all their Google accounts, don't need you. It's a real seamless, frictionless experience now. I can't really show you that in action here, but essentially it will look exactly the same. You won't see any difference, but you can now do it on your white label domain and they won't see Hike. They won't see Hike in any way during that process. And then the final one for agency users is you can now swap websites. So previously, if you wanted to add a new client and remove one, let's say you've stopped working with one client, but you've added a new client, you had to delete a subscription and create a new subscription, which then creates lots of subscriptions, right? It's a bit tricky to manage. Now you have the ability to swap, which will maintain the same subscription, but you just swap websites in and out. So it's a much easier process and should make it easier for you guys just to remove a client that you're no longer working with and add a new client in without creating a new subscription and taking extra payments. So yeah, that's everything for April. Quite a busy month. May looks like it will be fairly busy as well. But thanks everyone for being a great customer, and we'll catch up very soon. All right, bye-bye.